Good evening, campers. Tonight we're going to do us a little piece of salmon. So you can see here, this is, remember my motto, go big or go home. Just a little piece of salmon. So we'll put that back in the fridge. We're not quite ready to get to that part yet. We have a little prep work to do first. Oh, you're probably sitting there going, Country, what the heck are you talking about? Well, first thing to do is get your lemon. That's why I got my, shredder and one of my little bento boxes out. Get yourself a little lemon zest going here. You're going to stick that on it. And all it is just some of the peel from the lemon. You can really smell it once you get to doing this. It's not a hard thing, it's not a fast thing. Well, it is kind of fast. You just got to be careful you don't break your fingertips or your knuckles over this. I promise you, you will not be a happy camper if you do. It looks like there's not a whole lot here, but I'll show you what you got to do. This is one of those ones I probably should go out and buy myself a better one, but this is one that gathers everything on it, so you got to kind of sweep it all off when you get done. So, looking in here, yeah, we got a little more to go here. So, put this on here. And what we're going to do with the lemon zest is sprinkle it over the top of the salmon steak there. And don't worry, there's more to it. We're not just going to use, you're going to be better than this. I'm not just going to use outside of lemon for this. Oh, I can smell lemon now. Yes, indeedy. Oh, yeah. Gotta love that. So, get some lemon zest here. Now, I'm not going to show you the part where I got to scrape it off of this. That's boring. If you got a good one, you get it where it gathers more down at the bottom here and less up on it and less inside it. You got to sweep and clear, but hey, it is what it is. No big deal. So, get this going. And we are about done. I think we've got about enough on here. It's everywhere that I've scraped and raked and run into. Don't want to go all the way down to the inner pulp, and I will show you why in just a second here. Almost got my finger there. That would have been good. You'd heard Country Comfort reinvent the English language. That would have not been great. Alright, so I'll set this aside here. I'll get that taken care of in a minute. But, reason why we hold off, save some of that zest, is we turn around here and cut in. And what you want to do is cut a couple of thin slices of lemon that are actually going to go on top of the salmon when you cook it. This is, the prep for this is so simple, it's not even funny. Except when you get to where you got a seed. Trying to cut through seeds ain't the easiest thing in the world, boys and girls. So, since this is a bigger piece, we're going to put 3 slices on it. So keep 3 slices sitting here. And you want to keep the 2 ends, and there's a reason for that. And I will show you that when we get back here and we start assembling. But we're going to throw a little bit of, maybe we're going to throw a little bit of spices on this. First thing we'll do is put a little dill weed on it. Dill's a wonderful thing, and we don't operate in this house without a little bit of garlic. We're going to throw the granulated garlic on it this time. And also I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Old Bay, and this is Old Bay with garlic and herb. Again, garlic family. So we'll just get that up on it and show you that next. All right, folks, here we go. So we'll get our salmon on there. And right about now is a good time to go ahead and turn your oven on, set it for 375. We're going to bake this in foil today. Sorry, in case you didn't hear me, obviously we're going to bake this in foil today. And We're making it 375 for about 25 minutes because it is a bigger piece of fish. So first thing you do is get your pan out and lay your tin foil out in that. And go ahead and get your fish out of your package. And for this piece, we got one, woo, almost dropped it, that would have been bad. You can see we got the skin on one side. So I'm going to lay that down. There's a reason why I leave it like that and put it in foil. Believe it or not, when we get done, the foil is going to adhere to the skin, and I'll be able to take a knife when I go to take this piece of fish out of the foil and just slide it right under there and get that pulled off with no problem. Now, remember I said we had some zest to get off of it. You'll notice there is not a whole lot of zest in here. The thing is you don't need a whole lot of zest. Salmon is a delicate fish. You don't see me cook a lot of delicate stuff, but salmon's a delicate fish with a delicate flavor to it. So it doesn't take a whole lot of stuff to make an impact on it. So what we are going to do is just take that zest and sprinkle it down over top of the fish like so. And believe it or not, folks, this will be, even though it's not really spread evenly over it, this will be enough to make an impact. And oh, I wish you could smell the lemon right now. So this is a good thing with this. Okay, so there we go. Nothing crazy, nothing huge. You're probably seeing Mama in the background there. Mama trying to hide. So here's what we're going to do is put a little bit, like I said, of the granulated garlic on. Not a whole lot, because again, salmon's delicate. You do not want to overpower with that, especially given the fact that we're going to be doing 2 different garlics in here. So now we're going to put the dill on. And dill is one you can do a little bit more on. Dill will enhance the flavor of your salmon. It's good not just with salmon, but it also really does a nice job with chicken too, depending on the recipe. So you can see I put a little bit more of an even coating with the dill on there. And then we're going to go to the Old Bay. And the Old Bay, again, is a stronger seasoning, so use a little less of it. This is one of those cases where less is more. So get that on there. And then we're going to add the 3 rings of lemon on. And as the last thing, remember I told you we were saving those ends for a reason. You're going to take and just squeeze and drip that lemon over top of this, because that's going to incorporate in and steam into the fish when we get done. We're going to save the other half, and the other half gets squeezed on it when we take it out. So we get kind of a double dose, if you will. So get rid of that, set that up, and there's one more thing we need to add here that I did not get out, bad country, and I have prepped, and that is, when you cook the salmon, you want to have a little bit of butter in there. So what we're going to do, hopefully you can see this, let me get around here. Yeah, let me get it up a little bit closer in here, you can see what I'm doing. I'll take the butter out and get that set. And we're going to put about 3 or 4 pats of butter on this before we wrap it up. While you're prepping, and this doesn't take long to prep, but while you're prepping here, your stove will be heating up and everything will be getting ready. And get a little butter knife out here. And well, we'll do it from this side because I think you can see better on the camera this way. So we'll take a little bit here and stick that up in there. That's a wimpy little bit, but we'll stick another little bit up there with it. so it doesn't get lonely. And go down here. There we go. That's the manly bit. So I'll set that in between there. Take another little bit. And you really want to make sure you get a good bit down here at the tail, because the tail's thinner at the end down here, and as such, it's going to cook faster. So what you want to do is you want to keep that moist, because the fish, as it cooks, is going to have a tendency to dry out. So leave that nice and moist, and that way, when you get it back out, you don't have a piece of jerky at the end of your salmon steak. So I'm going to do one more thin little pat up here. So I don't think I got enough with the big boy stuff. There we go. I'll set all that up there. And that is really all there is to it for prepology with your salmon steak. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fold this joker up, because you do not want it oozing out anywhere, even though it will some. That's a given. And that tail is, as you can tell, right at the end here. So it's going to double up just a hair at the end. But what you're going to do is fold it up here. There you go. Just like this. Fold it up and over. And you can do the same thing on the other side. Just going to take it, fold it up and over. And that is really all you need. So what we're going to do, just to make doubly certain, I'm going to bring it up here at the end. And bend it over. Bend it over. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Flip it over. There we go. And now we got it all nice and sealed up in here on the tray. So when it cooks, it's not going to ooze out anywhere down into the stove, because you know Mama going to kill me if we get the stove all messed up. At the very least, I'm going to have my head and the top of my body in there cleaning out the stove. And, well, everybody knows that's why we have self-cleaning stoves, because it ain't no fun to do that. So we're going to set this up, start this cooking. And about 10 minutes into the cooking, I also bought a big bag of potatoes O'Brien. For those of you that aren't familiar with it, let me grab this out here real quick. And this is what we're going to have right along with it. Number of different options. I decided to try something a little bit different. But some people call them Southern style. They're hash browns. So basically it's the little cubed up potatoes with peppers and onions. So we'll throw those into the frying pan and get those cooking up while we're doing the rest of the salmon, and show you how that goes. You'll have another view of the old stovetop cam. So here we go. Hey, okay, I'm back. Welcome to the stove cam. You've seen this one before. Stovetop cam. Stovetop. Never mind. I can't speak. So, all right. This is where I showed you. We get the hash browns, potatoes O'Brien, if you will. What we're going to do is take these bad boys, and we're going to take something ordinary and turn it extraordinary. You can see we got the butter melting in there already. I want to do that so you get a little bit of crackling on it. I'm going to set these down here for a second, and I'm going to add just a couple of things to it just to kick it up a notch. I'm going to put in a little of the actual real garlic with that. And again, dill weed, since we're doing it with the steak, it also works with potatoes, but this is Mama's secret stuff. We'll put in a little summer savory in with this. Now, I think this one came down from Canada, both the bags of this. But if you don't have summer savory, you can use savory as well. That's kind of close, and you can do sage. You could probably also get away with a little bit of the Italian herbs. It's not exactly the same. It doesn't make the same flavor, but it's not bad. So you might even try a little bit of rosemary. Then we're going to add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt, and to round it out, set it down in here, let it cook up, and get it done. We're at about the 15-minute mark for the fish, so this will give time for the hash browns to cook up and be done, in time for the salmon to come out at the same time. So sometimes it's a little challenging to work your timing out, but if you can get it going. Ooh, listen to that sizzle. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Melt away, butter. Melt away. So we'll also keep the taters from going completely dry. So I'm going to dump these on in. And you can see mostly it's just diced potatoes. A little bit of pepper. Oh. There you go. Just a bit, little bit of that. Little bit of pepper. Little bit of onion. We got green pepper and red pepper in there. And we're going to put in 3 or 4 blops. You can see it's not a whole lot of the garlic. And we're going to place in with a little bit, not a whole lot of the dill. Because we don't want the dill to be the major. Come out. There we go. We don't want the dill to be the major flavor on this. We want the summer savory to be. So, add in pepper, and remember, not a whole lot of pepper because Mama doesn't like a lot of pepper. And add in salt. Kick it up a notch. There we go. And now, technically, you want to add about 2 tablespoons of this. I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to pinch it in, and I take big pinches. So, see there's a lot coming out of there. So, take 2 big pinches, and that should be the rough equivalent of 2 tablespoons. 2 big ones and a medium-sized pinch. You don't want to overdo it. All right, maybe a little more medium pinch. There, ta-da. You just got to kind of do it till you feel it's right, you know. That's a big thing on cooking. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's all done to taste. You just got to find what your taste is. You know, what's your thing? What makes things pop for you? What makes things work? So get this in. Let's get this moving around here. Oh, listen to this. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Oh, that's what sizzle. Get all this moved around. Mixed up good. There we go. Ooh, God. Wish y'all had smell-o-vision. This already is got me drooling the hair. So I'll take this and turn it down a hair because you don't want to burn the taters on the bottom while everything is there. It's kind of like when you do corned beef hash. Yeah, you spread the hash out on the bottom of your pan, and you let that bottom part cook up so it gets a little crackling. We don't want crackling here with this. Not a whole lot of crackling, maybe a little bit. You don't want to taste of mush, but you're going to close it on off and let that convective heat do the work for you here. So we'll keep watching this, and every little bit we'll go and switch it up, stir it around so that stuff at the bottom doesn't get burned. Nothing worse than burned taters with salmon. And if you happen to like the Cajun style or blackened fish, well, okay, that may be functional for you. Straight up, it ain't our thing here. So with that, and this is keep it on medium-low heat. You wanna start it up, put it on medium, maybe a little medium-high, to get the butter heated up and get the pan heated up, so you get a little bit of a sear on the first part of the hash browns when they go in. But after that, just drop it down. You can hear it sizzling away here, which is good. That's what it's doing. It's what you want. You just want to move everything around so those pieces that are still frozen at the top get rotated down to the bottom. It's not a perfect thing, but it works. So pull stuff away from the edges because the guys at the edges are swimming for safety and trying to stay away from the heat. That's not what you want. You want everything good and cooked. Oh man, wish you guys could smell this. So not bad considering I'm right-handed or left-handed. Doing this right-handed for you. And put all that back in there. We'll cover it up again. We'll just keep going back and forth like this. You know, every couple minutes until the salmon's ready to come out. And at that point, the hash brown should be good to go. And we'll take a look at the salmon, make sure that that's cooked all the way through. Again, when you're doing a large piece of salmon like that, you want to check the center. When you pull it out, make sure that it is cooked thoroughly through. And also make sure you're not overcooking the edges. Really nice and good done. There we go. So we've done another 2 minutes. Open back up. Get that look. Yeah, see, there you go. Now you're starting to get the crackles on this. Yeah, there you go. Hear that? That's what you want to hear moving this around. I hear that this is cooking up good. You can see we got nothing that's burning because you get in there and move it every couple minutes. But you can do, there's other stuff you can do. There's glazes you can do over top of your salmon as well. There's a popular restaurant that does a bourbon salmon, and if you get the the marinade or the glaze, you can put that over top of your salmon as well. There's blackening rub. There's all kinds of different ways you can work with that. I've even seen people use some Cajun rub on it. Now, there's one other one that I do like to use with seafood, but I was going to do it with this, and that's Chef Paul Prudhomme's Magic seasoning blend for the seafood magic. That actually goes real well when I do my seafood pasta salad. My son likes that a lot. Oh, look, lucky. Here we go. More to steam, more to crackling. That's it. Yep, we're about done with this. So, yeah, we got a little long on that one. Got a few pieces that baked up good. So we'll go ahead and turn this off. And in order to set it aside properly, I'm going to have to put it where part of the camera is here. So we're going to take this and cover it back up. And we're going to shut the cam off and slide the pan over here. And we'll show you what it looks like once it's all done. All right, campers. There you got it. She's a done. And we're going to add a little bit of fresh parsley over the top. Cut into that here. Sprinkle it down, not a whole lot, just a little bit, mind you. That should about do her. I'll put the last of that lemon over it, and we'll cut it up, plate it up, and eat it up. That's the way that's going to go. So, take this. A little bit. Alright, so maybe it's clumping a little bit, not sprinkling as much as I wanted it to. That's okay. Put all that down in now. And you see how the butter came and saved in. And get the last of the lemon down over the top of it. There we go. And that, get out. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. Don't want seeds in there. Mom will fuss at me. So, and that is it. We'll show you plated next. All right, there you go, folks. Salmon and taters. Fish and chips. Plain and simple. Country comfort. Enjoy. I don't generally go back for any kind of aftermath, but just so you can see it, this right down here is the skin, like I told you, sticks to the tin foil. So when you go and you peel the salmon up, once you parcel it out, you end up with nothing but salmon and none of the skin. This you can just take and bundle up, toss right in the trash. You're good to go.